My life really changed when I turned 18. I want you to put yourself in my shoes when I tell you this story. I'm with a group of friends at a bar, and I have to use the restroom. The problem is, the bathroom's down 9 stairs. So I found a manager, and he goes, "Actually, we have another bathroom for you." And he proceeds to lead me through an active kitchen. We're stepping over servers, we're stepping over cooks. They're physically moving kitchen equipment out of the way to get me through. In that very moment, I didn't feel like a human being. I felt like an alien. I just felt defeated. After maneuvering, we get to this dark hallway. It's so dark he needs a flashlight to see down there. He leads me to this door at the end of the hallway. He opens this door and it's a glorified storage closet. You know, wet floor signs, tables, chairs, mops, you name it, everything in there. And in the very back there was a toilet. The thing looked like it hasn't been a bathroom in years. No grab bar, no nothing. So I asked him 2 questions. How do you want me to get in here? And how do you want me to get on and off the toilet safely? He looked at me dead in the eye and said, "It's not my problem that we don't get many of you people in this establishment." I knew something drastically needed to change, and that's where the business was born.
These ones, he was about a month old. Brad was in the incubator right till 76, almost the day before he came home. I was actually, 16. Didn't know I was pregnant. Went into emergency for some stomach pain, thought it was my appendix. They did some x-rays, did some tests, and said there was a baby in there, and he was ready to go. Did emergency cesarean, and Brad was born at 24 weeks. Just the initial reaction of having a child, being a child myself, I wasn't sure what to even do. And then at 18 months, finding out he had a disability. Now I'm a young mom with a child with a disability, so it was gonna be an eye-opener for a long time. Always posing for the camera.
My mom, I give her all the credit in the world. Single mother at the time, my dad really didn't want anything to do with me, and she was off kind of living his life, and she kind of had to pause her life to raise me and take care of me. And from social services coming into the room to try and take me away, to give me to a better family, because they didn't think my mom was old enough or ready enough or fit enough to raise what was ahead. And I shudder to think what my life would look like if I wasn't raised by the person that was supposed to raise me. There's a lot of things that people wouldn't normally see that happen behind the scenes to make us look kind of ready and prepared for our day, right? Like getting into bed sometimes takes me 15, 20 minutes, depending on the day, right? If my muscles don't cooperate, it's longer. It could be shorter, right? So there's just extra steps that I need to take to make sure that I'm prepared for my day, and an average person maybe takes for granted, or an able-bodied person might take for granted. It's stuff that I just gotta deal with in a different way. I have a disability called CP, or cerebral palsy. Basically, with my type of condition, my bones grow faster than my muscles, just making it a little bit harder and to move around. It's nothing that gets worse, nothing that gets better. It kind of stays the same over time, and we just deal with it.
Brad needs more time to do certain tasks. You can't just get up and go. There's planning and careful strategic body position to make sure you're transferring successful. And it doesn't work even to this day. He misses sometimes, right? And I have to then pick him up off the floor and we reset, do it again.
See, I go from a mess to magic in a matter of 5 minutes. Thanks to her. She's a wife, she's a stylist, she's everything. It's great. Growing up, we're all taught not to talk to strangers. Well, I did the opposite, right? I'd be like, hey, my name's Brad. And it was kind of an icebreaker, though. Like, you know, it took away that stigma and that stereotype that maybe that person had. And they go, wait a minute. They don't see the chair, they saw me. And for me, it just carried over into school, you know, with friends. Friends never treated me any differently. It was, they saw Brad. They didn't see the chair. The chair was kind of a part of me, but it wasn't who I was.
I've known Brad for 13, 14-ish years, learning about him as a person, someone who was driven, who had a passion for sports, for broadcasting, and very gregarious personality. If Brad walked into a party, he took it over. You knew where the fun was going to be had. It was near Brad. He is able to do so many things by himself. I'm in no way a quote-unquote helper. I'm just there with his friend to, you know, make life a little bit easy for him at times.
Just because you can't walk doesn't mean you can't do everything that anybody else can do. So we made sure we included him. We found the sledge hockey. We found sports that he could do in a wheelchair. We made sure he was involved in his younger brother's sports. You got the ability to do anything, your legs are wheels. So we made sure he was included in everything and not to look at himself different.
I was always competitive, you know. I played sledge hockey, I played all these things, and I remember I'm like, looking at and thinking about graduation, the ending was always someone walking across the stage to receive their diploma. And I thought about it, I said, why can't I do that?
Well, growing up, he always used a walker to get around. At school, he was always in his chair, but his goal was to walk across that stage. We did have to look at some surgeries because his legs were starting to bend in because he was more in his chair now at that time.
So the doctors approached me with this surgery because it was going to improve my quality of life and it was going to help me walk across the stage for graduation. The cons were still very significant because if it did not work, it was going to mess up my legs for the rest of my life. Like I wouldn't be able to move at all. Like it was a very high risk, high reward operation. And I went ahead with it. I said, if this is going to make me better, let's do it. It was a 7-8 month process of me in and out of the hospital. As they went in, they broke the femurs. They had to straighten the femur out. They busted my kneecap, straightened those out. I literally had to teach myself how to walk again at 17 years old. And let me tell you, it was grueling. It was painful. I didn't know if it'd be enough to get me across the stage. There was a lot of doubt. Oh, is that it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, what's this? This looks promising. Oh, look!
Oh.
It's your DVDs.
Great, we have to go back to 2011.
You want to watch it?
Sure. Yeah, let's go down memory lane. I think it'll be exciting.
F is for performance, effort, and persistence.
I mean, I will never forget the noise. I don't think there was a dry eye in the room and a person sitting down. It was a moment I'll never forget. It was pretty special. It was a very, very special moment.
And watching him just stand there was just, I don't even have words. It was just, there was more tears. I know the camera shook the whole time that we took it, and even to go back to watch the videos, it was quite the sentimental moment.
It goes to showing people care about Brad, that they would stand up and give that much motivation for someone who defied the odds. I think that's amazing.
I'm not surprised at all that he had that determination to do that. I see that same pattern relayed moving forward in other things that we do. He's always building on himself and wanting to do better, and the way we move forward in life. His graduation is kind of like the way he does everything. It's just kind of big and loud. But yeah, he puts a lot of work in behind the scenes.
This is where you prove the doubters wrong. I told you I can do it, I did it. But it was like, okay, that's done, but what's next? So we're here at the CAF convention at the River Creek Casino, speaking about accessibility at mostly within fairs and within events. Hopefully we can bring more education, more awareness, and more eyes to the need of accessibility in spaces like that. Hey, how are you?
Outstanding, how are you?
Good, you're not going to want to miss that one. I'm going to be in there. You're not going to want to miss it. Yeah, 4 o'clock. I'm excited to be here and share a story, man. That's where it's, as long as we can get better, I can get better, and the people around me get better, that's the whole goal. Wow, what an honor it is to be here with you this evening. My name is Bartko. I was given 24 hours to live 30 years ago. I look pretty good for 30 years dead. You know, I'm not supposed to be here against all odds. Said he'll never walk, he'll never talk, he'll never become a contributing member to society. I went to college for radio and TV. I wanted to be the first ever disabled sports broadcaster to call games. Fast forward a little bit, trying to find my place in the world at 28 years old. My wife's been in construction for 10 plus years, so she had her thing and was doing her, and I'm like, where do I fit in now? Radio and TV was it was more of a hobby at that point than a career. My best friend sat me down and I sat down with Jen and he goes, why don't you start a disability business?
2022, like right after COVID, at the end of COVID, we ended up starting our business, which is Disability Accessible by Design.
We work with establishments, bars and restaurants, events, new buildings to ensure accessibility is not just a thought, but a top priority, and making sure that people like me can go to events and go to spaces and go to restaurants and bars and feel safe, wanted, heard, accepted, and just part of the community. And that's been our goal the last 2.5 years. And it's been an absolute blast and really, really cool to see the community come together.
Brad's poor experience being at the bar was the highlight aha moment of where the business really blossomed from.
Very grateful looking back on it now because it's led us to where we are today and all the success and the clients that we have today. So in 6 months in business, we did 36 bars and restaurants. I trained their staff. We did structural walkthroughs thanks to my wife's background. We made sure, their bathrooms were accessible. Their soap dispensers were at the proper height. They had low and high tables. Their buttons on the front doors worked. All these would seem to be simple things, but aren't so simple. So a space like this, normally private space, typically rented out for whatever, hockey drafts, football parties, whatever. This has always been a challenge for me. As you can tell, seating is all high tops. And they bring in a low table, they're able to accommodate. To some owners and some managers, it's a challenge, but different disabilities have different limitations and different needs. So talking about the different seating styles. So chairs without arms. What about chairs with arms? Or chairs without backs, chairs with backs. Having that different mixture, I think, is super, super important.
It's amazing to hear Brad's story and everything that he's overcome in his journey. There's both the visible and the invisible disabilities that exist in our world. And if we look to the statistics that are known, 1 in 4 Canadians actually live with a physical disability, whether or not that's visible or not. Those people are around us, and the work that really needs to be done is how can we make sure that they have a space where they feel included, where they feel that they belong, and that they aren't facing barriers every single day because of that disability.
I grew up in a town called Spruce Grove. The mayor, 7 months into business, reached out to me. And he goes, we want to hire you. We're building a 133,000 square foot building. We want you to be our disability consultant, and we're gonna pay you. And let me be clear, I only know mobility users. I'm only one guy. So what I did is I reached out to the CNIB, the deaf community, the blind community, the autistic community. I reached out to everybody. I said, look, it's not about me, it's about we. We need to come together. So what do you need for this building to be fully accessible? And guys, they accepted 19 of those 21 items that we brought forward. This building should be the standard for every other, whether it's a rec facility, whether it's an old age facility, a skate park you're building, whatever, making sure that whatever we're building, whatever we're designing, that it's the gold standard of what it needs to be.
Fundamentally, us in municipalities, our whole goal is to create environments and spaces for all our residents. And we do our best to invest tax dollars into those projects. And we're talking Heavy Metal Place right now, and it's going to be a huge addition to our community as a library and black box theater and sporting venues.
Yeah.
We want to make sure everyone can access it. We don't build for just one type of person in this community. We want to make sure that everyone's being represented and has access to it. So
right.
Bringing someone like you in here that's lived in this community, that brings a whole different perspective on how we build and how we open up amenities to our community is tremendously valuable.
There are so many people that have accessibility needs beyond the physical mobility aid. I think the work for all of us is understanding when we say something accessible, what do we mean by that, and who's the user that we're thinking about to make sure that we are asking those questions.
How cool would it be to be the most accessible festival or midway circuit on the planet? I just signed a contract yesterday. I've signed on with the greatest outdoor comedy festival.
We have incredible opportunity to tour around the country with the Great Outdoor Comedy Festival, being one of the biggest ones. And we're so grateful for that opportunity to just make more events more inclusive for everybody to enjoy.
We're looking forward to a massive challenge ahead. We're going coast to coast, so we'll be in Edmonton, we'll be in Calgary, we'll be in Vancouver, Halifax, and Winnipeg. So 5 of their next upcoming shows.
It's going to be a big undertaking. We don't really know what to expect on the road, and it's going to be interesting and a lot of learning moments. And to be honest, I'm a little scared about it. But if we can pull it off, I guess it'll be really good, and it'll put our business on a completely different level.
We expanded the accessibility zone. This is the GA side of things.
Yeah.
We added some tables so people can order their drinks and snacks right to them, and it'll get delivered to this area. So they don't even have to leave and go wait in bar lines or anything like that.
And I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. When we switch to all these 4-foot tables, these all can go up and down to any height.
Yeah.
So we can adjust them for anyone that needs to be in a chair or anything like that.
We're there really as a accessibility liaison, basically, but we do many other things. So we arrive Thursday on site, we'll do a walkthrough. Are bathrooms close enough? You know, what are the walkways? Are they marked off? Are they tight enough? Is there enough space? Where's parking? Where's our section? Are there enough tables and chairs in our section? How many people do we have this weekend? On the day of the event, making sure people are comfortable. They're asking, hey, do you need anything? Do they have golf cart access to their seat if they don't have the mobility to do that? If they have any questions, we're kind of the person they provide feedback to, and then again adjusting for next year, getting better every single year. It's a lot to manage. I'm nervous we won't be able to pull this off. Again, feedback super important for events like this, because there'll be things throughout the weekend that we talk to people that we're like, oh, we didn't think of that.
But our goal is always just to be 10%, 20% better weekend over weekend or day over day if we can
100%.
fix, improve little things. So I've always appreciated that it's a realistic partnership in that side of things.
There's 40 people in accessible seating alone tomorrow. My prime focus will be making sure those people are comfortable, making sure people know I exist. We are the disability consultant. We are on site. We are here all weekend, and they can come to me and we can handle all kinds of different scenarios. We're gonna have 12,000 people tonight, which is the biggest show in Great Outdoor Comedy Festival history. This is massive, and I'm already, I got a little nerves going now with seeing the crowd, and yeah, it's about to get wild. We got the accessibility section here, so you can sit in there, no problem. I'll grab you some wristbands, and then bathrooms are right in there, so you're good to go. So, and I'll be around all night. All right, guys, enjoy the show. Hey, what color is a wristband for accessibility? The security was told there's a wristband. I was told there is none, so I don't really know what's happening. Okay, sounds good. Thank you. So these bathrooms are off limit, accessibility only. So you looking for bathrooms? There's a bank that way, straight. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I can't, cause then I gotta let everybody in. If I let you in, I let everybody in. I understand that, but that's my job. Accessibility only. So bathrooms just around the corner. So you're gonna enjoy the show. Yeah, you too, buddy. All right, no, because if I let you, I gotta let everybody. I know, I'm sorry. It's just so frustrating, man. Like, I know we can't stop everybody, but I mean, there's a reason this section exists. There's literally like 250 other porta potties all around the entire site, and you want to use these ones because they're closer. I don't get it. There's a lot of people with disabilities don't have bladder control, so you're really taking away from somebody who needs it.
We had a couple of connectivity outages, so we were just worried that people in the accessibility areas weren't getting things that they ordered, or were having trouble with communicating different things that they needed.
We just met with the head of customer support in the bar stations and really come up with a plan that a waitress is now going to float around in our area and come back and forth and make sure that everyone is covered.
It's good to have a designated area with a designated person like Brad to alert us when these things are coming up so that we can try and take care of them as best as we take care of everybody else.
A lot of events don't make the effort for wheelchair sections, so this has been really good so far. A lot of places that I go don't have wheelchair ramps, so I can't even get on sidewalks. So having ramps to getting in and out of here and accessibility has been great.
Events need to be more inclusive. Everybody should be able to come to these events and not have to worry, not have to, have anxiety. They should just be able to show up and watch a comedian or watch the event that they're trying to watch. When we went from starting in bars and restaurants and training to now, doing these big scale events, it's a very, very surreal moment. But at the end of the day, I think it's a testament to who we are and what we do, and our mission and our vision and our passion. 45 days. 45 or 60 days on the road. I don't think I've ever done that in life or in business. Being on the road that much, I missed my bed. I missed obviously the dog, but it was amazing all in the same way. There's so many different emotions. Obviously, they want us back next year. We did a really good job, and I'm excited to see where it goes. As I progressed through the business, I said, this is great, this is awesome, we're doing good things. How do I give back to our community though? How do I spotlight not just us, but spotlight members of the community and really what they need? And we came up with the Hope Campaign.
The Hope Campaign is our charitable side of our business. It stands for Help One Person Every Day. The whole point of the Hope Campaign is to just give back to the community.
Growing up, resources weren't there or readily available either. That's a common misconception, is people with disabilities just get everything for free. Walkers, wheelchairs, vans, all these things, where it's not. That's a massive expense. My last chair was $30,000. That's as much as a brand new car. I got a wheelchair donated to me. They had a fundraiser, and I'm in the chair that I'm in now. It's lightweight, folds up, travel safe, all these things, and it doesn't cost $30,000, or about $5,000, give or take. So I said, hey, if I get one, why don't we give back to somebody? So I was recently at Travel Buggy. It walked in like this young, dapper-looking man, and he introduced himself. His name's Paul. He's the CEO. He asked more about me, business, the Hope Campaign. He loved it so much that he wants to give away a chair, a year.
That'll be so special. That's so exciting.
So we had over 100 nominations in the Hope campaign. So what we're doing here today is that we're setting up an interview with Melissa. But little does she know that we're actually going to be announcing her as the winner, and she's going to be receiving the giveaway.
Melissa and Jesse, right?
That's right.
Describe your situation to us if you can. I mean, living with muscular dystrophy.
I don't have a lot of independence. Like, I rely on Jesse for pretty much everything. I can't leave the house without him. I can't go anywhere. I can't drive anymore. I can't get into our car anymore. My scope, my life has shrunk to my house.
So you're actually the recipient of the chair. You're so welcome.
I'm a little emotional at the moment. I feel like this could bring part of myself back. Have a little bit of my independence and a little bit of me back.
The first recipients of our travel buggy chair giveaway. I want to thank Paul and his whole team for creating a more accessible world and giving freedom back to individuals like me.
This is life-changing.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Like the amount of freedom and independence you're giving back to Melissa to help us and our family, it's overwhelming. I can't thank you guys enough at Travel Buggy and Brad for all the hard work you do and for the community and being the voice for people who don't have one, who aren't able to. Like I just can't say enough about how excited and happy we are.
It is completely life-changing. You don't have to rely on anybody anymore to get groceries or whatever, where I can just go up and down the aisle myself and grab what I need and go. I can hold my wife's hand, right? She's not standing behind me. I can hold her hand. That's important. I can travel freely. I'm excited to go to Mexico and have a drink in my cup holder and just be free, right? And that's the way life should be. You need to eliminate barriers, not stack up barriers, and that's what we're trying to do.
For myself, as someone who doesn't have a disability, I can still be an advocate to the disability community, and I can bring all of my expertise that I have gained over a number of years to be an advocate in that space. There's a lot of stories out there that are untold, and if we get to know people, we really connect with them on that human element and really can start to understand maybe how within our own sphere of influence we can also start to create change and create more inclusive spaces.
Accessibility to me means just the freedom and the flexibility for people with various different disabilities, whatever that is, mobility, invisible, whatever it is, to freely live their life and without barriers, without limitations, without people telling them they can't do it. Just see the ability of these people. We're the largest minority on the planet. We're not trash. Don't treat us as such. We're not babies. We're not animals. We just want to be treated as equal and saw as equal in the community, saw as equal in the eyes of the government or the eyes of, the working force, the CEO, whatever that is. Just treat people the way they need to be treated, and let's get more people with disabilities to where they need to be and achieving goals and achieving dreams.
Hills to climb, miles to reach, we can get there together. It's not about me, it's all about we can make a new forever. When you open your heart, you'll see we're not far apart, you and me. And touch the dawn, clear skies, no rain. Today's the day for glory. No time to waste on these golden rays. We'll ride our